100 million or something like that in a almost overnight. So I think that's what they do to be able to keep control of these people. So I'm not making any excuses for any of them, but what I am saying is that they sold themselves out already to them. So even if they wanted to a degree, it would be put in places they can't.
Shout out to Marcus for the super chat, and that's a great question. Even without the super chat, I still would have responded to, like as we always do. But I don't think there's no comparison. I know Al Sharpton was more of a protege of both of them, of Jesse and Prime Minister Farrakhan, and yeah, Prime Minister is the strongest, man. Think about this, and I know how some of us can kind of get distracted by the name drops, but just think about this: for him to be a Muslim minister, and remember what I said earlier, that in the black community, only 2% of our community subscribes to Islam. So for us to call him the minister, when in Black America, when you say the minister, everybody know who you're talking about. It shows his influence. It shows the impact. And speaking for myself, it's been an honor to live on his watch. I wasn't, no, Malcolm was gone before I was born. So to have, we really don't have any other black man on the scene that's verbally putting a foot in our enemy's rear end the way the minister does. I know the minister got I know people got their things about him, whether if he was complicit with the whole Malcolm thing, that's a different topic. But as far as him showing us this is how a roaring lion stands up to our open enemy, he did a great job, and he's one of those leaders I don't mind getting canceled or banned for, because white America has to understand we need somebody like that. No, we had Malcolm. Malcolm's gone, so he kind of stepped up and filled that void of just having. And we only got one. He's really the only one we got who really tell them like it is, like with no sugarcoat. Like, hey, here's what it is. So to answer the Marcus super chat question, you say what y'all think about Jesse? Jesse was supposed Jesse was supposed to be to King what Farrakhan was to X, and I don't want to get into the controversy of what happened to X, but Jesse did his thing. He didn't do it as strong as the minister did. So I definitely want to honor his super chat question, whether it was a comment or super chat. That's it.
Yeah, for me also, Al Sharpton, I'm sorry. He lost all his credibility for me when he was standing toe and toe with Kamala Harris. That let me know everything I need to know that. So, and then of course Farrakhan would never do no shit like that. So
Right.
that kind of separates him from them, just that,
Ye- Right.
because
Eh,
those people who do that are clearly sellouts. Because you can't tell me,
Right.
especially when you're supposed to be a man of God and stuff like that. There's no way you can with, stand with somebody who has the, policies and visions that she had, when God Himself said that those type of things are abomination. It don't go together. So
All,
that
all in, all in. Say Farrakhan walked it like he talked it, with intelligence and no fear. I gotta agree with that. And he's the only guy, like him or not, he's the only guy in our culture for the last 40 years that has done that on the level he's done it. So it's one of those. He's one of those guys that I would tell white America, hey, hands off. We only got one that's telling y'all like it is. So don't try to crack down on us, because we're not afraid to honor what he's done for us up until this point, from the Million Man March through the years, to reforming, like I said earlier, reforming a lot of our brothers who was out there doing destructive stuff. So that's it on that.
For me, I wouldn't put Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson in the same sentence as Louis
I was gonna say the
Farrakhan.
same thing, Solo.
right.
I was gonna say the same thing, Solo. Keep going.
What
Yeah.
I mean, any you should be suspicious of any leader, especially right now, telling you to vote Democrat, and Al Sharpton
Exactly.
is telling you to
Exactly.
vote Democrat. Like Al Sharpton will sit up there Like at this point, Al Sharpton, you know what really was the nail in the coffin for me? I mean, I had been through Al Sharpton, in the house, but it was when he led that boycott from Target to Costco. I said, "Oh my God!" And you got black people going following him to Costco. So okay, so from Freddie to Jason, essentially. I mean, you going from one colonizer to a non-black corporation to another non-black corporation. I mean, what exactly did we benefit from spending our money at Costco
Right.
as opposed to Target? So Jesse
Money
Jackson,
grab.
I haven't seen Jesse Jackson do anything. I mean, I haven't seen him do anything. He only comes out when they want to whip black people back in their place. And
Yep.
it's the same for Al Sharpton. When they want, like when black people were saying they not voting for Al, when they not voting for Kamala Harris, they put him in place. They put DL Hughley in place to say, "Nah, y'all need to vote for black. Y'all need to vote for
That
her. She
nigga
a
be
black
going
woman."
hard too,
And
boy.
what's the other one? Roland Martin.
Oh,
You need to vote for her. She a black woman. She is black. Or whatever the reasons were for us wanting us to vote for her. But you should be suspicious of anybody telling you to vote Democrat, especially with no demands. We're the only people that vote for Democrat don't with no demands. Every other race, they have demands when they vote. When they go to vote
Right
for
on.
Democrats, they
That's real.
get shit done when
look,
they
They
vote
get
for
shit done.
Democrats. We supposed to just blindly and just say it, just accept whatever it is that they bring. So you should be suspicious of any leader telling you to just vote Democrat without any
right.
demands, without anything, without requesting any type of systematic change.
Yeah, that's what one thing another thing I'll give for Umar, he was saying, like, look, I'm telling y'all not to vote for any one of them unless they meet our demands. Like, bro, make them work for your vote. That's what he was always pushing. And I can agree with him on that.
Yeah.
Like, Democrats give us scraps every year when it's
We
time for
don't
that
even
because
get
they
scraps. Damn, at least we would get something. We get nothing from the Democrats.
right. They give us bullshit each time when it's time to vote because they know, like, why would we go out our way to make sure they good when they're gonna vote for us anyway?
And they currently crashing out over the immigration issue when clearly more than 50% of the black community is like, yo, y'all tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like the black community, whether we're public about it or private, we're pretty much saying, hey, we agree with Trump. If for no other reason, we agree when it gets to that birthright citizenship, that birthright citizenship that's tied up in the Supreme Court right now, saying that no visitors shouldn't count. If you come in here on purpose to have a baby, what they call anchor babies, and the 14th Amendment was specifically for the great grand, well, the babies of slaves, us, our ancestors, and for the Democrats to be crashing out over that issue while ignoring reparations and other issues of the black community, it's almost political suicide. That's it.
You know
I
what, from my point of view, when it comes to the immigrants, it's just to me crazy that they can have this type. To me, telling black people, "Oh, we can't afford to give y'all reparations. We can't afford to fix this building. We can't afford to give you guys any type of grants, anything you ask for. We can't afford to do that." But when all them immigrants started flooding the country, those safe haven, New York and Chicago, one of the biggest ones, Boston too.